TGIF. Thank God it's Friday. Welcome to the Patriot Hour. I'm Michael, your host for Friday, November 8th, 2019. Lots to go over here today, folks. I wanted to take a minute to say thank you to all the donations in the last few days. We've gotten several yesterday. It helps so much, folks, with the cost of the ongoing software and all upgrades that we do continuously. It's a never-ending process, and YouTube has shadow banned us so heavily that the videos used to make, it depended, if something got 10,000, 20,000 views, it could make 30, 40 bucks. Now it makes maybe $6 for a video that does that because of no advertisement. So that was a way to bypass. I don't like to advertise. It's these goofy companies that we don't like, but yet it didn't cost you anything to have that shoved in your face for 30 seconds or 2 seconds, and then you're right to the video. Free to you. It would help. So now the donations are what we kind of rely on. We appreciate it. Thank you. Lots going on here. The Obama's Ukraine ambassador. Did she lie? That's what some congressmen are suggesting. And this whistleblower, whistle leaker, CIA, works for the CIA. Now they're coming out saying he worked with, the whistleblower himself, CIA. And then we got the attorney, all right, Mark Zaid, who predicted this whole thing in 2017. It's like a modern day Nostradamus, right? Or was he just knew the plan that they're saying he worked for the CIA as well now. So we can't, this isn't your traditional whistleblower, all right? This is a hack. Let's put it that way. All right, let's jump into a few articles again here at the Patriot Hour. Make sure you're subscribed down below, folks. Hit that bell, toggle the switch to work with you and your device in the best possible manner. Don't ever take what we say here to be 100% truth, 100% fact, 100% word. Do your own research, connect your own dots, come to your own conclusions based off all of that. Nobody knows better how to come to the truth in your own being than you. What sits right with you, what mends well with your brain, your heart, your soul, whatever. Do the research, come to a logical thinking based off tons of facts. Now, again, in the intelligence communities, like we're doing here with digging and trying to find things, the nuggets of truth are out there. It's finding them. You're going to chew a lot of meat, spit out a lot of bone, and try to land on all the facts, all right, at the end of the day. Okay, let's take a look over here at the True Pundit. This article, or some headlines anyway, we'll jump into one. Obama's Ukraine ambassador allegedly lied under oath in impeachment inquiry. I think she just went to go talk to them in October 11th. Yes, okay, so Marie Yovanovitch, who was appointed to be U.S. ambassador to the Ukraine by former President Barack Obama. Now, if you remember this lady, her name, she came up in the old Glenn Beck 3-panel chalkboard thing he did, but she was put into place, denied their anti-corruption guy 4 different requests to come here to talk to the FBI. I just need to talk to your guys' State Department. I need to talk to your guys' DOJ. And she was like, no. And they're saying he couldn't pass the background check to come into the United States to talk. But yet he was able to work with us, take money, and be the head of the anti-corruption over there that you guys basically probably placed him into. But when he wanted to come and talk, to ring the bell, it was no good. So again, Marie Yovanovitch was appointed to the U.S. ambassador to the Ukraine by former BHO Barack Hussein Obama, allegedly made false statements under oath during her October 11 closed-door testimony in House Democrats' impeachment inquiry. Before the contents of the whistleblower complaint were even known publicly, a Democratic congressional staffer contacted the former American ambassador to the Ukraine to discuss what the staffer described as quite delicate and time-sensitive questions. This show has obtained exclusively an email, so on Tucker last night, an email from the Democrat staffer for the House Affairs Committee sent by the private email to the former American ambassador, Marie Yovanovitch. Carlson continued that Yovanovitch, is a key player in the Democrats' impeachment probe and was recalled from her post in Ukraine by President Trump in May of 2019 following allegations of serious partisanship on a political basis, bias. The email Carlson obtained states, I'm writing to see if you would have time to meet up for a chat. And particularly, I'm hoping to discuss some Ukraine-related oversight questions we are exploring. I'd appreciate the change to ground truth a few pieces of information with you, some of which are quite delicate, time-sensitive, and thus we want to make sure we get them right. It doesn't seem real up and up for this, Maria. Is the whistleblower attorney into Disney girls and visiting amusement parks alone? YouTube channel allegedly belonging to whistleblower attorney Mark Zad features liked videos about Disney girls. The channel, which is named Mark S.Z. Esquire, contains uploads of clips featuring Zad, including interviews on Russia Today that sketch back over 10 years. However, it also shows the video channel owner liked, including one called Top 10 Prettiest Disney Channel Stars, which shows Disney stars transitioning from children to adults. Very interesting and very disturbing. The channel could belong to someone other than Zad himself, although the fact that it was created over 10 years ago and features uploads of Zad's media appearances, none which have over 700 views, suggest could be his. I would most likely say, I have a kid, my youngest daughter, and I think at one point I'd shared with her, so I kept getting all her things that she'd look at, mending into mine on my history or whatnot. And then if she was to be liking things or sharing, that is plausible. But look at that fact. You know it belongs to him, because who in the heck else with the same name would go around and look at these videos with 700 less views, like them? So you know that the account belongs to him. As far as everything else, look into it a little more. But hey, I wouldn't put it past these people. But that's interesting. WikiLeaks bombshell with whistleblower's attorney. Zed worked for CIA to imprison client. This is getting very interesting indeed. Now surfaces an intel gem from Julian Assange WikiLeaks alleging that the lawyer Adam Schiff's anti-Trump Ukraine whistleblower was called out by WikiLeaks and Assange for selling out legal client to the CIA. And the client ended up in prison, according to WikiLeaks. WikiLeaks previously hurled a brutal and damning tweet at attorney Mark Zad, accusing him of selling out a client and working with the CIA to get that client locked up. Well, LOL, that's your argument? I get new W. Buer clients every week. In fact, overwhelming how many, but thank you for your concern. WikiLeaks is aware from those directly involved of serious allegations that Mark S. Zad revealed one of his clients to be to the CIA. The client was later imprisoned. WikiLeaks and Assange slammed Zad after he was pontificating about representing whistleblowers in court. Almost a week later, Zad responded to the damning WikiLeaks accusations. You do not. Everyone is associated with WikiLeaks, nothing other than the fabricators or criminals. That client still talks with me. His client, criminal defense lawyers talk and work with me regularly. That they all do specifically point to you as nothing but a single-celled, unthinkable amoeba. Wow. By the way, Julian, I trust you are now feeding your cat. You don't want to be on the other side of the door. Zad's response solicited more criticism, including a Twitter smackdown from former CIA operative John Kirk, who also was imprisoned. Lisa Ling, wrong again. We know who you are. Whether we agree or disagree, we went to court or did not. Whether we support Assange or do not, the whistleblower community knows you and your low bar. Keep telling us folks still talk to you, but remember, some just like to keep their enemies close. You are 100% correct at Mark S.Z.esque. It's not a whistleblower attorney. His protestations notwithstanding. Any friend or advocate or of rats and snitches is no friend of whistleblower. Just ask Jeffrey Sterling. Wow, Assange called whistleblower's attorney a CIA rat. The story is developing. So again, folks, this is probably where this is going to land. Of course we know this. This guy's a deep state actor, a puppet. Of course the background is going to be muddied. CBS sided with a pedophile. Network fires staffer who had access to the Amy Robach Epstein rant. So they didn't, they tried to come out and say that they couldn't verify the story then. They didn't have enough, but they ran with all this other stuff, folks. So Russia, the Covington kids, all that stuff was unverified. The Kavanaugh, they had no problem smearing anybody. No problem whatsoever. Remember when Epstein, when it also came out, ABC said it looked like a gym. They tried to write in an article that on the Epstein Island, his little temple, it was a gym. Again, it wasn't a gym, but that's what they said. And did they verify that? No, but they tried to do damage control. And then they act like, well, we were wrong. And we want to be careful. We knew that the collective silence from the major news networks regarding Project Veritas bombshells video this week, the last few weeks, the James O'Keefe videos, had a very eye-opening and shocking story. The video in question was leaked to Veritas by an unknown ABC News employee. It featured ABC News anchor Amy Robach venting her network quashed a major news story 3 years ago about the now dead pervert and convicted child molester Jeffrey Epstein that would have implicated former President Bill Clinton, British royal family, and much, much more. Robach seems to imply that the network stopped the story to protect the rich and power and to preserve access to high-profile figures. It was unclear who leaked the video, but they went all out over there. So it was unclear who leaked it, but we knew he still worked over at ABC. Well, according to the Yashar Ali, the leaker had switched jobs and was working for CBS. This was until ABC News tracked that person down, ratted the employee out, and then had CBS News subsequently fire the whistleblower. Yashar reported via Twitter Wednesday night that the ABC News execs believe they know who the former employee is who accessed the footage of at Robach expressing her frustration. So, looks like they fired this guy. As noted in the thread, ABC has confirmed they've conducting an investigation into the leak. They're so worried about it. Then this morning, Ali gave an update. Two sources familiar with the matter tell me that the CBS has fired the staffer in question. This comes after ABC's informed CBS that they had determined who accessed the footage of Amy Robach expressing her frustrations about the Epstein story. So we all saw that. As James O'Keefe said, you have all these anon sources inside ABC. Your priority is not to find out who spiked the Epstein cover story, but to use your anon sources to go after who brought it to the light. This is why these people hate the media. So they didn't come out and, they could have maybe got him. That story would have been huge 3 years ago. We could have got Epstein locked up then. Instead of coming out and saying anything about that, well, we couldn't verify the story. Then they headhunt, create a division to find this guy and get rid of him. We don't want people that leak things that we don't cover that are true. Very interesting. I hope everyone is taking note. I don't know how anyone still tunes into these channels. Not you guys, not the Patriots, but other people, even people that should be slowly getting woke. They are refusing to see this. It's nothing. How they sit there and lie. They'll show you a Syria, bombing, which actually took place here in the United States, a base in Georgia or something. I mean, they jump the gun all the time. Didn't want to jump the gun on Epstein. We could be wrong, and man, we wouldn't. These sexual misdeeds throughout all of these networks, they're riddled with it. People like Matt Lahr, he goes down, deserved to, I'm sure, but there's so many people above him, so many people below him, so many people above him doing the same things. He was a fall guy. Let's make some noise. We'll have, anytime something starts bubbling over here, we'll take down one guy and make it look like they're the monster that we have over here on our network, when it's really the whole network. I get that within your news agency off camera, you guys are having people touch people and bad things, but that for us viewers, that's not the concern. I mean, it is. We want you to take care of business, but we get the news. We're not seeing your guys' sexual misconducts and people using their power to persuade people behind the scenes. All we get's the raw end of the deal of the news, which is a lie. That's our concern. There's all kinds of stuff riddled, lies and scams and sexual abuse cover-ups and powers from those that have the power. All right, we'll keep this one short and sweet. We're at the 16-minute mark. Again, folks, thank you for joining in. I'll be back at some point today. I got more stories to cover and other videos to make. Again, I'm Michael. This is a Patriot Hour. God bless, Godspeed to each and every one of you worldwide. And where we go one, we go all. We'll see you back here on the next Patriot Hour update video. You guys have a great morning into your afternoon. We'll see you back here.